Arrows rain down on a massive Song armada, attempting to cross the Nhu Nguyet River. Chaotic struggle ensues. Dai Viet defenders, outnumbered but fierce, repel wave after wave, their resilience an unyielding wall. Then, an impossible counterattack. Ly Thuong Kiet's forces emerge, turning the tide with fire and fury. The Imperial Song army crumbles, their grand invasion shattering against Dai Viet's indomitable spirit. A stunning defeat. Centuries ago, ancient powers clashed, shaping destinies across vast continents, their ambitions echoing through time. This is the Nhu Nguyet River, an unassuming waterway destined to become history's most unyielding fortress. The Song Dynasty, a colossal empire, cast its shadow across Asia, its might seemingly beyond challenge. Yet a smaller kingdom, Dai Viet, stood defiant, an independent spirit resisting assimilation into the vast imperial tide. Their ambition boundless, the Song mobilized a monumental force, poised to crush this audacious, independent kingdom. But Dai Viet, forged in defiance, would meet this onslaught with courage, ingenuity, and an unbreakable will. The fate of a nation would be decided not on vast battlefields, but along the winding banks of a single river. All roads led to the Nhu Nguyet, a strategic crucible where two civilizations would collide. This river, with its unyielding waters, became the final frontier, the ultimate test of survival. Against overwhelming imperial might, Dai Viet faced an impossible challenge, a fight for their very existence. It would take strategic genius and an indomitable spirit to defy an empire that spanned vast territories. This is the story of an impossible victory, forged by the unwavering spirit of a nation defending its homeland. Witness the meticulous construction of an unbreakable defense line, turning nature itself into a weapon. A master plan unfolded, leveraging every advantage to halt an imperial tide determined to engulf them. How could a relatively modest river become an impregnable fortress against a mighty imperial army? This is the epic tale of Nhu Nguyet 1077, the river that stopped an empire. Join us for a deep dive into strategic genius and the indomitable spirit that shaped history. Discover how Dai Viet forged an impossible victory against the mighty Song Dynasty. This is our story. The 11th century, a crucible of empires and rising powers across a vast, dynamic East Asian landscape. From sprawling steppes to verdant deltas, a complex tapestry of states vied for dominance. At its heart stood the colossal Song Dynasty, a civilization unmatched in its grandeur and reach. But beneath the surface of relative peace, ambitions simmered, constantly reshaping geopolitical realities. The Song Dynasty, a beacon of culture and innovation, commanded a realm of unprecedented wealth. Its capital, Bianjing, was the largest city on Earth, a testament to its demographic might. Technological prowess and scholarly advancements flourished, cementing Song's position as a global leader. An economic juggernaut, the Song Empire amassed unimaginable riches, funding an unparalleled state. Its imperial reach extended across a vast domain, influencing distant lands and peoples, and beneath this veneer of prosperity lay a formidable military machine, ready to assert its will. The Song's history was one of expansion, constantly seeking to secure and enlarge its borders. Imperial ambitions dictated a relentless drive to expand influence and control neighboring territories. Vassal states paid homage, their independence often precariously balanced against Song's demands. From the Dragon Throne, decrees were issued, shaping the destiny of millions across the known world. To the south, nestled amidst mountains and rivers, lay Dai Viet, an increasingly prominent kingdom. The Song court cast its gaze southward, seeing not just a neighbor, but a strategic opportunity. Dai Viet was a land rich in natural resources, coveted by the ever-expanding Song Empire. Precious metals, exotic timber, and valuable trade goods flowed from its abundant territories. Control over these resources promised immense economic advantage, boosting Song's already vast treasury. The allure of Dai Viet's wealth became a powerful catalyst for imperial intervention and conquest. Beyond mere resources, Dai Viet occupied a crucial strategic position, a southern gateway. Its control was vital for securing the Song's southern flank and expanding trade networks. Mastery over Dai Viet meant mastery over strategic mountain passes and vital river access points. A secure southern border, free from independent states, was paramount to Song imperial integrity. Dai Viet's periodic raids across the border were seen as insolence, a challenge to Song authority. Reports of Dai Viet's growing independence and refusal to fully acknowledge Song's suzerainty rankled deeply. The independent actions of the Ly dynasty were increasingly viewed as a dangerous, outright threat. Such defiance from a smaller neighbor demanded a firm, unequivocal response to maintain imperial prestige. Thus, the seeds of conflict were sown, meticulously cultivated by imperial ambition and perceived threat. A massive invasion force began to mobilize, an unstoppable juggernaut assembling on the northern border. For Dai Viet, the storm on its northern horizon was not just a conflict, but an existential threat. The stage was set for an epic confrontation, a small kingdom against the might of a colossal empire. Beyond imperial might, a resilient spirit stirred in the ancient lands of Dai Viet, forging a unique destiny. The Ly dynasty, rising in the 11th century, established a vibrant nation with a distinct cultural identity. More than a kingdom, Dai Viet embodied a fiercely independent spirit, deeply rooted in its traditions. Its people, hardened by the landscape and constant challenges, embraced resilience as their national foundation. Generations cultivated a profound sense of self, preserving their unique identity from the northern giant. This vibrant cultural autonomy became the very bedrock of their unwavering desire for self-determination. Bordering the colossal Song Empire, Dai Viet constantly defended its hard-won freedom against powerful invaders. The specter of invasion perpetually loomed, threatening to extinguish their unique way of life forever. This constant external pressure only strengthened their resolve, forging an unyielding, defiant national spirit. Survival demanded more than spirit. It required an army hardened by unique, rigorous martial traditions. Dai Viet developed a unique military doctrine, tailored specifically for defense against overwhelming odds. Every man and village understood their critical role in protecting the homeland from any external aggressor. Beyond battlefield prowess, their defense integrated natural terrain and strategic fortifications brilliantly. They mastered guerrilla tactics, using their challenging environment to their advantage against larger forces. Riverine warfare and swift fleets were crucial, safeguarding their vital waterways and crucial borders. The entire nation mobilized as one, forming a collective shield against foreign dominion and conquest. Into this crucible of defiance emerged a figure whose genius would define an era: Ly Thuong Kiet. A brilliant strategist, a skilled diplomat, his leadership embodied Dai Viet's unyielding spirit and resolve. He understood the Song threat intimately, seeing beyond immediate danger to future implications for Dai Viet. His mind envisioned a defense not merely reactive, but one that struck preemptively at the enemy's heart. Ly Thuong Kiet pioneered sophisticated intelligence gathering, meticulously anticipating Song Empire movements and intentions. Every whisper, every rumor was meticulously analyzed, painting a clear picture of the encroaching threat. He believed the best defense was a strong offense, a bold, unexpected, and devastating preemptive strike. No longer would Dai Viet wait. They would carry the fight decisively to the enemy's own doorstep. This audacious strategy aimed to disrupt Song preparations, buying precious time for their cherished homeland. These preemptive strikes were not about conquest, but shattering enemy morale and logistical capabilities. Ly Thuong Kiet's proactive defense demonstrated a profound understanding of asymmetrical warfare and strategy. His strategic genius transformed Dai Viet from a defending kingdom into an unyielding, defiant regional power. As the Song Empire gathered its might, Dai Viet braced for an invasion of unprecedented scale. The enemy's formidable army, vast and well-equipped, threatened to engulf the entire northern frontier. But Ly Thuong Kiet, the brilliant general, envisioned a defense unlike any seen before. He sought more than a battleground. He sought an unyielding natural fortress, a strategic masterpiece. His gaze fell upon the Cau River, anciently known as Nhu Nguyet, a winding, formidable waterway. Its deep currents and surrounding marshes made it a formidable natural barrier, a strategic marvel. Here, Ly Thuong Kiet saw not just a river, but the perfect, unyielding choke point for the Song advance. This river would become the foundation of Dai Viet's defense, turning nature into a weapon. Meticulous plans were drawn, every detail of the defense line carefully considered and precisely engineered. Across Dai Viet, orders were dispatched, summoning a nation's resolve to build the impossible. From every village and hamlet, a massive civilian force mobilized, driven by patriotic fervor. Farmers, soldiers, craftsmen, every able body joined the monumental effort, united in purpose. Raw materials poured into the construction site, transforming the landscape with tireless labor. Simple tools, wielded by determined hands, would forge the impenetrable barrier, defying an empire. The ground shook as thousands began to dig, shaping the earth into formidable defensive lines. Towering earthworks rose steadily, each shovelful of soil a testament to Dai Viet's resilience. Soldiers and villagers toiled together, their sweat and determination cementing their shared future. The riverbanks were fortified, transforming the natural barrier into an engineered stronghold. High defensive walls emerged, creating an imposing, unyielding frontier against the looming invasion. Sturdy guard towers punctuated the ramparts, offering vigilant eyes over the vast defensive perimeter. The sheer scale of these earthworks was staggering, a monument to human will and engineering. Every section was meticulously reinforced, ensuring a unified, unbreakable defensive structure stood resolute. Thousands of bamboo stalks were harvested from the dense forests, destined for the defense line. The harvested bamboo was transported by river, forming long floating convoys reaching the front. Each bamboo stalk was meticulously sharpened into a formidable spike, ready to impale invaders. Dense bamboo fences rose, forming a bristling, seemingly impenetrable screen, visible and menacing. These fences formed a lethal curtain, an agonizing obstacle for any approaching enemy force. Layered and interwoven, these bamboo defenses created a truly harrowing gauntlet for any foe. Beyond the visible, unseen horrors awaited. Huge timber logs became colossal, sharpened stakes. Teams toiled in the treacherous river currents, anchoring these deadly stakes deep below the surface. Driven deep into the riverbed, these submerged stakes formed a hidden lethal forest beneath the waves. A silent, unseen threat, they awaited any boat foolish enough to attempt a river crossing. The Nhu Nguyet River was transformed. Its tranquil surface now masked a deadly, impenetrable barrier. From bank to bank, the Cau River became impassable, a testament to ingenious, brutal engineering. Ly Thuong Kiet's genius orchestrated this symphony of defense, a true military masterpiece. Every defensive element was integrated, forming a multi-layered synergistic barrier against the Song. Earth, bamboo, and water converged, creating an unyielding wall against an overwhelming enemy. The river's natural current was leveraged, turning its very flow into a deadly ally for Dai Viet. Integrated military engineering ensured optimal firing lines and strategic counterattack positions. The Nhu Nguyet line stood complete, an unparalleled masterpiece of defensive military engineering. It was an unyielding barrier, a formidable testament to Dai Viet's will to survive and thrive. The river was transformed, now a deadly gauntlet, fully prepared to face the impending invasion. As the Song invasion force drew near, the Nhu Nguyet waited, silent and unyielding, ready. Ly Thuong Kiet's genius had forged the river that would ultimately stop an empire, securing Dai Viet. After months of relentless march, the mighty Song invasion force finally reached its ultimate objective. Before them lay the Nhu Nguyet, a natural barrier transformed into an unyielding fortress by Ly Thuong Kiet. The generals observed the formidable defenses, a stark challenge to their seemingly unstoppable advance. Ly Thuong Kiet, architect of this defense, watched, poised to unleash the fury of his determined nation. The Song established their sprawling camps, a temporary city of conquest, dominating the landscape. Early reconnaissance missions revealed the cunning fortifications, an intricate web of hidden dangers. War councils convened, strategizing the monumental task of breaching the river's iron grip. Across the vast camp, the Song army prepared. Rafts were built, siege engines ready for battle, As dawn broke, the first thunderous assault began, a massive wave crashing against the river's edge. Countless rafts, packed with eager soldiers, launched into the treacherous currents, seeking passage. A dark cloud of Song arrows rained down, attempting to suppress the waiting Ly defenders. But the Ly defenders, hardened and disciplined, held their positions, unwavering against the storm. A thunderous response erupted. Ly archers unleashed their fury, riddling the advancing Song with arrows. Mid-river became a maelstrom of death. Rafts shattered, men plunged into the crimson-stained waters. Some brave souls reached the opposite bank, only to be met by a wall of Ly spears. Brutal close-quarters combat raged, a desperate struggle for every inch of contested ground. The Ly defenses held firm, an unbreakable barrier against the relentless Song onslaught. The first wave faltered, then broke. Disorganized survivors retreated under a hail of Ly arrows. The river bore witness to the devastating cost, littered with the grim evidence of Song defeat. Ly Thuong Kiet watched, assessing. The initial assault had failed. His strategy was holding. As night descended, a tense calm settled over the river, a prelude to further struggles. But Ly Thuong Kiet knew resting was defeat. He planned for the night, preparing new deceptions. Under the cloak of darkness, small Ly boats slipped silently onto the river, initiating diversions. Feigned attacks erupted at unexpected points, drawing Song attention and spreading their forces thin. Confusion rippled through the Song lines. Were these probes, or the start of a major assault? Flaming arrows arced through the night, igniting small fires and sowing panic amongst the reserves. Supply lines became targets. Ly raiders harassed convoys, cutting off vital resources. Song generals grew increasingly frustrated, facing an enemy that refused to fight traditionally. Their army, once confident, now lived in constant fear, its morale slowly eroding away. Small, swift night raids kept the Song on edge, depleting their energy and resolve. Psychological warfare intensified. Chants echoed across the water, haunting the Song army. Morale plummeted. Soldiers questioned their leadership, fearing an unseen, omnipresent foe. Disease began its silent, insidious march through the crowded, unsanitary Song encampments. Supplies dwindled. Constant harassment meant meager provisions, leading to hunger and discontent. Another daylight crossing attempt met the same fierce resistance, solidifying Ly's dominance. Ly Thuong Kiet understood. Attrition was a slow burn, but it was steadily consuming his enemy. The endless cycle of raids, alerts, and dwindling provisions took a heavy, debilitating toll. The mighty Song army, once the aggressor, now felt itself besieged, trapped by the river. Ly Thuong Kiet maintained his strategic patience. Time was his ally, the river, his weapon. The Nhu Nguyet River became more than a barrier. It was a symbol of Dai Viet's defiant spirit. Desperation grew among the Song, their grand invasion now a grueling, endless stalemate. The dragon's fury was unleashed, not in a single strike, but in relentless, strategic harassment. Each passing day weakened the mighty Song Empire's resolve, draining its strength and will. Ly Thuong Kiet and his forces held the line, writing a new chapter of heroic, unwavering resistance. The Nhu Nguyet River had become a cage, but Ly Thuong Kiet saw not an obstacle, but an opportunity. After weeks of deadlock, the moment arrived to transform defensive lines into a spearhead of attack. Under the cloak of night, Dai Viet troops shifted positions, preparing for an audacious, total counteroffensive. Every warrior knew the stakes. Their homeland's fate hinged upon the ferocity of the coming assault. Ly Thuong Kiet's plan was daring, a multi-pronged assault, striking where the enemy least expected it. The rhythmic drumbeat echoed, a primal call awakening the spirit of an entire nation ready to strike back. Across the Nhu Nguyet, thousands of Dai Viet soldiers readied their vessels, their resolve burning bright. Then, a single beacon ignited the pre-dawn gloom, unleashing the fury of Dai Viet upon the unsuspecting Song. The counter-offensive erupted. Thousands surged across the river, a wave of vengeance crashing upon the Song lines. Ferocious, relentless, the Dai Viet assault was a maelstrom of steel and spirit, overwhelming all resistance. Caught utterly by surprise, the Song defenders struggled to form a coherent response against the sudden onslaught. Blades clashed, bodies fell, as the battle descended into a desperate, bloody melee across the riverbanks. With tactical precision, Dai Viet forces systematically dismantled Song fortifications, creating breaches for their comrades. Flames consumed Song positions. The Dai Viet attack was not just an assault, it was an inferno. Chaos gripped the Song command. Their well-ordered lines shattered under the relentless, unexpected Dai Viet fury. Ly Thuong Kiet's audacious gamble paid off. The river, once a barrier, became a highway to victory. Arrows rained down, a deadly curtain of death, denying the Song any chance to regroup or stem the tide. Unflinching, unstoppable, the Dai Viet advanced, their war cries echoing the impending collapse of the invaders. The initial shock gave way to despair. Song morale began to crumble under the sustained ferocity of the assault. Every Dai Viet commander, from general to squad leader, pushed their men forward, seizing every advantage. The Dai Viet demonstrated superior skill and unwavering resolve, systematically dismantling the Song defensive formations. The battlefield became a mosaic of desperate stands and decisive breakthroughs, pushing the Song to their breaking point. Fear replaced discipline, hope evaporated. The once formidable Song army felt the icy grip of impending defeat. Ly Thuong Kiet's genius ensured no easy retreat. His forces executed pincer movements, trapping the enemy. From the flanks, Dai Viet cavalry burst forth, transforming the Song's strategic strongholds into death traps. Imperial banners fell, symbols of a collapsing ambition. The Song dream of conquest was rapidly dissolving. With strategic brilliance, Dai Viet forces secured every captured position, tightening the noose around the invaders. Efforts to rally the broken Song ranks were futile. Panic, not duty, now dictated their desperate actions. The collapse was total. Discipline vanished as Song soldiers abandoned their positions in a desperate, chaotic retreat. A tidal wave of terror swept through the Song army, driving them away from the river, leaving everything behind. The Dai Viet pursuit was relentless, turning retreat into a rout, ensuring the enemy could not regroup. Ly Thuong Kiet watched, his strategic timing flawless. The moment for psychological warfare had arrived. Amidst the battle's din, a new weapon was unleashed. The poetic declaration of an independent nation, the Nam Quoc Sơn Ha poem, attributed to Ly Thuong Kiet, echoed across the battlefield. The Southern Emperor reigns over the Southern land, it declared. This has been destined in the Book of Heaven. How dare you invaders come to invade our land? Your destruction will be ignominious and inevitable. This was not just a poem. It was a divine decree, a psychological blow shattering Song morale completely. Belief in the Book of Heaven was profound. The poem convinced many Song that their invasion was indeed cursed. The combined assault and psychological warfare sealed their fate. Victory for Dai Viet was now absolute. The Nhu Nguyet, once a symbol of invasion, became the river of no return for the shattered Song army. Cheers erupted. Dai Viet warriors celebrated a hard-fought victory, securing their homeland against a powerful empire. The Song imperial army, broken and demoralized, began its long, arduous and permanent withdrawal from Dai Viet. Ly Thuong Kiet had not just won a battle. He had defended an entire nation's sovereignty and spirit. The Nhu Nguyet River stands as a testament to courage, strategy, and the unwavering will of a people. The smoke clears from Nhu Nguyet's banks, revealing a silence far more profound than any battle's roar. The Song war machine, once unstoppable, now limped homeward, its imperial ambitions shattered on the river. Across Dai Viet, a wave of relief washed over the land, a testament to resilience and unwavering courage. Ly Thuong Kiet, architect of victory, understood the profound implications of this definitive triumph. Never again would the Song Empire launch a full-scale invasion, their expansionist dreams permanently halted. In Kaifeng, the Song Emperor faced a bitter reality. Dai Viet was an insurmountable, unyielding barrier. The strategic calculus profoundly changed. Song resources would now focus on internal stability and defense. Foreign adventures were forsaken. The empire turned inward, its gaze diverted from the southern frontier. Along the northern frontier, Dai Viet's defenses stood reinforced, a silent, unyielding declaration of sovereignty. The border, once a volatile battleground, now settled into an uneasy but enduring peace. For generations to come, the shadow of Song invasion would lift, replaced by a secure future. The Ly dynasty's prestige soared to unprecedented heights, its legitimacy reinforced by epic victory. Emperor Ly Thuong, a young ruler, now commanded respect far beyond his years and borders. General Ly Thuong Kiet became a living legend, his name synonymous with strategic genius and national salvation. The court flourished with renewed confidence, a powerful symbol of unity and unbroken national spirit. Diplomatic envoys arrived from afar, acknowledging Dai Viet's formidable strength and new regional standing. The capital thrived, a testament to stability and the dynamic spirit of a victorious nation. A profound sense of national identity solidified, forged in the crucible of shared sacrifice and triumph. The Nhu Nguyet River became more than a boundary. It symbolized Dai Viet's unyielding independence. With independence secured, the people of Dai Viet could rebuild, cultivate, and prosper in peace. Their future, free from the constant threat of imperial subjugation, was now firmly in their own hands. Dai Viet's influence radiated outwards, establishing itself as an undeniable power in Southeast Asia. Trade routes flourished, bringing wealth and cultural exchange, fueling the nation's burgeoning prosperity. The Dai Viet military, hardened by conflict, stood ready, an unwavering guarantor of national sovereignty. New alliances formed, shifting the regional balance of power in favor of the victorious Dai Viet. Dai Viet cemented its place, no longer just a kingdom, but a formidable regional power. The echoes of Nhu Nguyet reverberate through history, preserving the soul of a nation forever free. Beyond the battlefield, a declaration echoed through time. Nam Quoc Sun Ha became Dai Viet's anthem. Legend tells of Ly Thuong Kiet reciting it, a divine prophecy boosting morale during critical moments of war. Its words were unequivocal. Dai Viet's sovereignty was divinely ordained, its borders fixed by the heavens themselves. This wasn't merely poetry. It was an unbreakable assertion of national identity, etched into the collective soul. The Battle of Nhu Nguyet wasn't just a military triumph. It was the ultimate proving ground for this declaration. Amidst the roar of battle, the poem's defiant spirit became a tangible force, turning the tide of invasion. The victory at Nhu Nguyet was a thunderous declaration. Dai Viet stood sovereign, its destiny firmly its own. In the crucible of war, a distinct national identity solidified, bound by shared struggle and an unyielding will. This battle cemented a profound tradition, the right and duty of resistance against any foreign aggression, no matter the cost. Positioned precariously between empires, Dai Viet's resilience at Nhu Nguyet defied expectations and threats. Nam Quoc Sun Ha served as an eternal rallying cry, uniting people under a singular, powerful belief. Nhu Nguyet reinforced an ancient tradition, proving that unwavering resistance could overcome even the most formidable invaders. The spirit ignited at Nhu Nguyet fueled countless future struggles, each echoing the poem's resolute defiance. This enduring spirit of resilience became a fundamental pillar of the Vietnamese character, passed down generations. The triumph at Nhu Nguyet established an unbreakable precedent, the unwavering defense of sacred borders. It profoundly shaped the nation's long-term character, instilling a deep sense of self-reliance and sovereignty. The legacy extends far beyond battlefields, woven into the very fabric of Vietnamese culture and identity. Nam Quoc Sun Ha remains a living testament, a powerful reminder of a nation's enduring spirit and birthright. The river that stopped an empire also carved an identity, defined by sovereignty and an unconquerable will. The Nhu Nguyet River stands as an enduring legacy, a testament to a pivotal victory. This triumph was born from unparalleled strategic brilliance, outmaneuvering a formidable invading force. General Ly Thuong Kiet's masterful defense turned the river into an impenetrable fortress. More than tactics, it was national unity that fueled this astonishing resistance against overwhelming odds. Villagers and warriors stood shoulder to shoulder, a unified front against imperial ambition. The indomitable spirit of a people refusing to yield became their ultimate weapon and strength. Despite heavy losses, their spirit never wavered, solidifying their will to fight on. This was the fierce, unwavering resolve of a people defending their cherished homeland. The lessons from this epic resistance war resonate through time, forever etched in history. They teach us the power of a united people, defending freedom with unwavering courage. Explore more cinematic military history and unlock incredible stories from across the ages. Don't miss our next deep dive into history's most defining moments. Subscribe now for more. Your support helps us continue bringing these vital stories to life. Like, comment, and engage. Share this journey into the past, honoring the heroes who shaped our world. Thank you for watching.